All right, we are live. Welcome everybody to a little bit of D&D in the Sven Zone. Everybody say hi.
Hey,
Hello.
And we're doing Nick's campaign of Awesomeness, as you can see from the overlay, the Crystal Heart campaign. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to him while I tweak the stream and make sure we can be heard.
That reminds me, I realized I probably forgot to update the message of the day. Well, regardless, last time after recovering from the ambush in the Druid's Grove, our party set out to towards the lair of the Naga, Zazi, the decayed Naga. Um, as I pull up my own notes to recap it. Um, while traveling, you encountered uh, encountered a trap that had this cleansing stone as kind of bait that you were able to just, you know, generally avoid and take the cleansing stone and use to keep yourself clean. Uh, Merritt really liked that one. um, and later you fought some ambush drakes and some creepers. Had some little whiplash there, and some of the party members from me describing the creatures and you guys learning the name. Um,
fun.
yeah. Over the course of the night, there was a storm that came through, um, during which Barnacle prayed to his god Agdar and got his decanter of endless water blessed by being struck by lightning. He lived. He actually came out unscathed from the lightning strike and got a little extra bonus on his decanter. Um, there, as coming through, you had a little bit of issue with the disease, kind of curse of Zarzi's corruption, but Barnacle was able to fix it. Um, Other than that, we had uh, Merritt had some issues with a feral squirrel. Um,
Bro, that demon squirrel is gonna come back, I swear.
um, and unfortunately, the travel did take a little bit longer because the storm did delay you guys and having to hunker down. However, in this last night before you are supposed to arrive at your destination, you camped out at this little crystal cave, and got 10 temporary hit points after your long rest. Um, which brings us to the morning of Monday, the sixth day of the ninth month of the year 1025 SE. In my world, I will eventually I'll name the month and whatnots, but regardless, it is a groggy Monday morning, and you are well, about to reach your destination. I guess before we jump into it, Joker did say that if anyone wanted to control his character for the session, uh, they are free to. If anyone would like to, I can pass control of him over to you. If not, we'll just have him be in the background to kind of fade as we usually do.
Since there's only three of us, I can take control of him. I think was also controlling him last time we played. So
Right. Let me double. Yeah, okay. I'll free him and feel free to take him.
free him.
All right, he should be cleared and good to go.
So,
And with that, is there anything you guys would like to do this morning before? Um, Lolbit lets you know that you guys are probably a good, um, you know, maybe just under 2 hours out from where he knows the entrance to be. So is there if you guys have any spells to prep or anything you guys want to do in this morning before you head out to reach the entrance, now's the time to do so.
I'm just going to do my normal morning prayers and bless the party as I normally do. Feeling particularly well rested and pumped and excited after the nights of the events of the evening.
Merritt is spending the morning studying his spell book.
And I will spend the morning doing some basic martial arts, katas, just continue to train my body.
Alrighty. Still checking some stuff on my end.
Question: where are all of his weapons? There's no weapons in the sections page. I should probably look at his inventory.
That's weird.
Check the mode. Sometimes the mode's not on.
Just switch
it
over
to standard, and then make sure everything's equipped on his weapons.
Oh, they're not equipped. Why? Okay.
Fancy. I mean, hit the preparation mode. Sorry, and then you can equip it right there on the actions page.
Alrighty. Well. In that case, as you guys get ready, pull up my. All right, as you head off from this small little crystal cave you guys stumbled across towards the entrance, as you start getting closer and closer, the number of you start seeing more and more of a kind of a new kind of tree. That's this these very tall, spiky trees. They have all these little spikes on them. Just you start seeing more and more of these as you get closer to your destination. They look a little bit something like this. Just a new type of tree you guys kind of note as you start making your way there. Actually, as you guys do make your way there, I will ask for acrobatics checks from everyone except for Zed, who I will presume is flying.
Yes. Because I can.
Probably get messed up by my net.
Not a good start to the session.
Well, in that case, I will call for some Constitution saves. For you three. Which you happen to do much better at. So, no worries. Merritt, you and especially Barnacle, who ends up just like as you guys are going, he's like looking up at one of these weird spiked trees, trips on a root and goes just um, you know face first into this little patch of muddy water um, with a huge splash and whatnot. Um, you end up using the cleansing stone to better to clean yourselves off a couple of times as you traverse your way through. Other than that, it
Guys, we
doesn't
gotta
seem to
stop
be.
doing this.
Other than that, is there, I guess, anything you guys do on your way over? If not, I will be throwing you guys a map.
Well, Merritt's just glad that it's not fucking raining anymore.
Yes, it's yeah, it's not raining. There's like you still get some little bit of little drops coming here and there from trees because it was very heavy rain and everything's still very damp, uh,
Moist.
moist.
Oh my gosh.
But yes, no, it is not raining anymore. All right, well, in that case, I am going to, as you get low, as you get close to where the Zolbit kind of lets you know you guys are getting really close to the entrance. How are you guys going to go about approaching it?
What does it look like? Are we talking side of a mountain, a cave, building?
It is in a dried out pond area. They'll most likely have a lookout. They have a. Oh, actually, I'll just share you the entrance map.
You say a dried out pond?
Can you do me a
I
favor?
think that's what he said.
Yes. A little pond area that they've uh, taken water out of. Well, mostly it was probably gone beforehand, but they made efforts to keep it that way. So this is generally what to explain this map. The green areas on the outside is generally where you are. The stumps on the map are those really spiky trees. The darker brown area is a slopes area that goes down about 15 feet to the lighter brown area. This little island of green here in the center is kind of a little rocky outcropping that goes up from the base of the light brown. It goes up 20 feet, so it's about 5 feet above where you guys are. And there are people around here, but this is generally what he describes to you going forward. There looks to be a little dam that's been built here. And in general, it's kind of a little bowl area.
Dude, I know it wouldn't really be conducive to what we want to do, but it would be really funny to cast Shatter on that dam.
How secure does the dam look? And
It
is the
damn
water
secure.
actively pushing against it?
It does look like there is water kind of on the other side of it, yes. I'm actually going to start revealing the people that are around. But the dam looks to be made out of a good dozen or so logs, like full-on tree logs that are all kind of bound.
Okay, so they're bound. Okay.
Yeah. Now you guys you are 15 feet up from where the base is. There is someone who's kind of in the center looking, around. Are you guys just going to run up to it, or how are you approaching this area as you get close?
Do we want to
Stealthily,
see if
I
we can
hope.
do anything with this dam?
Your mate?
Wouldn't that flood where we want to go?
Yes.
Maybe not then?
Zolbeck and I don't have a problem with the water. We can go retrieve what we need from underwater. And that
But
way
the
we don't have to worry
water-
about any enemies.
Okay, but we could like death the people we're trying to save.
What is the big R
It's a big rock.
rock? Okay.
There's like a little kind of boulder thing that's kind of put in place of
Oh,
what looks to be an entrance.
a boulder as opposed to a rock ROC.
It's like a big boulder, but I used R as the letter. Looks kind of it's vaguely roundish, like it can be rolled, but it looks very heavy.
Well, there's a bunch of them. Do we want to try to lure some of them away? The ones that are by the dam, then?
Probably.
I'll have
So
everyone
check what
give
I've
me
got in my
first.
future thing.
So, are there people in here we're trying to protect?
We're trying to rescue Ralph and his family. This is our best idea of where they could be.
Oh, okay. Good.
So approaching will likely encounter people who have been inducted into Zazi's cult. People who have been brainwashed. That will likely be within. You may want to keep in mind that as well. Zed so you all except Phoenix can hear that the troglodytes by the little dam seem to be working on it for one thing or another. They are probably doing some repairs or maybe just some upkeep on it. You can kind of hear the lizard folk seeming to be this kind of little bit more pudgy lizard folk, kind of yelling out orders at them. And that the half ogre appears to be kind of sitting down, kind of, just waiting around, while the serpent folk kind of up top is very much keeping an eye out, kind of scanning the area. Hasn't quite looked in your direction just yet, but is kind of sitting up there with with a short bow, kind of keeping an eye out on the horizon. I'll likely spot you soon if you don't do anything.
Well, I think we should just attack them. I can cast darkness on probably the ogre would probably be the best target for that.
How far away do you need to be for that?
60 feet. But I could
can also
turn
make
into
it
a lizard folk
fog.
or fog would also work.
Do I see whether the trogs
Or both.
at the dam, the ones that are working, do they look like they have weapons or just tools?
With your check, it looks like they're
More specifically, are they carrying bows?
it does not appear there. It does not look like they are carrying bows or anything. The one who's kind of close, you can kind of see that he has kind of straps or holstered kind of on his side, or sheathed would be a better word. One of those kind of stone axes you've seen many of the ones you fought carry, but is generally kind of working with some more simpler tools at the moment.
And I can help, do like I did that a while back when when we were trying to escape the courtyard and just fly over and go to the other side so that they're distracted chasing me, which gives you guys a free reign from this side.
I could also turn into like a lizard folk and then run in there looking like I'm running away from something or something like that. We have
Nice.
lots of options.
So, Zed, why don't you go up? I'll do the fog. When you see the fog come down, and depending on how they react, you can do your darkness once you run up and get close enough. Meanwhile, we'll try to take out these 4. Phoenix and Zed and I will try to take out these 4.
The ones at the dam, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to give him a slow, like a minute to fly up.
So I'm going to fly up and around a little bit to the water side of the dam, and then kind of approach from the north.
Okay. Give me a stealth check. I will unlock tokens for the moment. Yep.
Damn, I'm getting good at this.
Nice. Move where you want to.
Where am I? It is not where over here somewhere.
Oh, be careful to get knocked. Okay.
Damn, I know
Yeah,
where
you
he's
are-
going and
Eventually, I don't know what the actual distance is that I just did. I forgot that. But I've got 120 if I do a full move, or 80 at normal, and then yeah, I'll just do that. Wherever that sends me,
we aren't quite in combat yet.
Okay.
Barnacle did say he was going to wait a minute, so you have
a
plenty of
minute.
time.
I got plenty of time, so I will zip around to the other side and wait for a fog,
All right.
and then dive. And I will let out a piercing, screeching,
So
whatever I can.
if you put the cursor over your token and hold Alt, you can use your mouse wheel to indicate your elevation.
Alt.
Yep, hold Alt and then use your mouse wheel.
Not doing anything.
It is.
It is.
Oh, it is. I can't see it doing anything.
Well, if you zoom into your character, you can
It's at
see
25 feet right now.
My
30.
hand is over the thing. That's fine.
Oh, yeah.
So how high do you
I
want
I
to
have
be?
a very large hand that is
How
blocking
high do you
my
want to be?
vision of it. That's fine.
25 feet?
Once I dive bomb in, yeah, eventually. Right now I can be, however, yeah, I can be up a lot higher. But I will dive bomb. I mean, when I do my swoop in, that's where I'm going to be at about 25 feet, and then I'll swoop in low enough to smack
so
the
you're
guy.
at 80 feet then.
All right. Well,
I don't know if that's high enough, but okay.
yeah. Keep in mind, they're also kind of like down a little bit lower than you guys are. So he's 80 feet from where you are. And then these guys are up on the at kind of the base of the dam, or kind of 5 feet lower than where you are. And then again, all the people who are at the kind of base of this kind of dried out pond area are like 15 feet down from where you are.
Alright, so I'm going to move around this bush so that I'm able to see the dam itself. The bush is probably blocking me from the people, but I can see the rock. And I'll give them a good minute, maybe minute 10, 20 seconds, and then I'm going to cast Fog on the rock. So it is a
As he gets ready to cast that, Merritt and Phoenix, or same person, but is that where you want to be when this thing's kicked off? You do have like a minute to sort of shift around.
Why is this being weird? Let me try again. We cannot hear you if you're talking, Mantha.
I think they're both just gonna kind of duck behind trees.
Alrighty, sounds good.
I changed. I don't know what I was thinking. I was never my intention to do it on the rock. I was going to do it in between the two. So I'm doing it because they'll just move out of it. So I'm putting it right here.
Okay.
And actually, I'm
So
going to
Z, do you
slide it
see
up to
the
there, right there.
see the fog cloud kind of appear amidst the? Now, is it like a full sphere, or is it like a?
Yep, it's a 20-foot radius sphere. I'm going to put it up about 15 feet. So it's also going to be high as well as, going to go good 35 feet up from the ground.
All right, sounds good. Okay. So Z, do you see the fog cloud appear, and you do your dive bomb screech?
Yep.
Yeah.
I will scoot into here approximately. I kind of do a swipe by it, and I'm throwing at 20 feet above the ground is where I will dive bomb down to. I can't read this; it's too far away from me. Sorry.
All right, I got it real quick.
Cool.
Yep.
And then I will shoot it. Throw darts. Two. Yeah, it'll be two because I get right. Because in succession with my. Or no, no, that doesn't work, does it? Not unless I do the.
You can do one offhand if you wanted.
If you wanted to, you could throw two darts. You just have to remember before you roll the second one to click the hand on your weapon page until it becomes an O or a 0.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you can make those two attacks come down.
All right, let's go this one.
Nice.
And
Nice.
0. And the second one missed it.
No, you come in, swooping down, throw your two darts. The first one hits him like right in the neck, and he kind of like falls to one knee, moving just enough for your second dart to just go whizzing past him into the dam right next to him. Yeah. As he does that, was there any held action that Merit or Phoenix would have tapped?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me see if Phoenix has any range attacks.
He has a spear he can throw, and I think he has. What does he
He has
have?
a
Eldritch?
magic missile.
He does have magic missile. I was trying to remember what cantrips he took.
Booming blade and light.
All right, so he has. Let's see. Let me double check what this weapon bonds does.
It means he can't be disarmed with that weapon, and if it's on the material plane, it returns to his hand. I don't know which weapon he has bonded though.
That would be his spear.
Okay.
So he could like throw his
he
spear
could
and then
throw
I'd
his
summon it
spear and
back to
then
him.
get it
So
back. So I
yeah,
think that is a good choice.
So he'd be able to, at this point, take a movement and then throw a spear if he wants. After that words, we'll have everyone roll initiative as things are kicking off.
No, the only other thing I want to do is I scream and try to intimidate the basically trying to go to my full height and spread out my wings, pause for a second in the air, give myself a dramatic pose and screech, trying to intimidate the hell out of the
Give
frogs.
me a intimidation check with advantage.
Whoop, with advantage, sorry.
Well, you rolled a nat 20, so...
Oh, well, then never mind.
You can't get more advantage than that. You just got a -2.
All right.
Okay, so
give
you
me a
said that you
second.
could take
Initiative.
a movement and then an attack. So Phoenix is going to move up, and I'm pretty sure he has clear line of sight of that troglodyte. Is what my plan was. So if you're cool with that, I'm going to go ahead and roll the attack.
Yep. Yep, that's good.
It is okay. It's beyond its thing. I have disadvantage on the attack then because it's beyond its first ranging command, right?
Yes. To which, if you have them targeted, and I believe if you just roll the double click the thing rather than drop the roll, it I think should automatically register that. Though
I think I'm just gonna click disadvantage and
but-
then roll.
yeah. I don't know. I've had some iffy things happen in the past on that hand or in that particular case.
Well, well, that missed.
Yep. But all the trogs here that can see you are frightened of you, Zed.
That's awesome.
Sweet.
And just for the fun of it, I'm just going to give them the frightened condition just for you guys.
That's awesome. I think Merritt would also want to move up and go ahead and
take a sip.
cast a spell. Actually, it looks like I have clear line of sight of
It's the
this
same
first
thing.
troglodyte from here. So I would
I'm not
go
gonna give it
ahead
to you because I
and
have to click.
cast it from here and cast Firebolt.
All right. I guess I am going to request initiative from you guys.
That missed. It's fine. Guys, I'm not
And,
rolling well tonight.
Make sure I throw skip turn on Ina.
Are these things taller than 5 feet? Can we see them from up above?
Depending on how close you are and which one you're exactly targeting. This one's kind of relatively near the edge. This one that they were targeting. So he's still sort of visible, even though he's like a little further down.
Okay. All right.
I'll say you generally would have a hard time seeing the ones that are in the base from how far back most of you are.
Wow. This is sad initiative. Holy shnikes. 14 is the best out of all 30 combatants. It's crazy.
Really funny.
And it's the bush. That's hilarious. Make sure I take skip turn off of Zed, so it actually takes his turn. And if someone has skip turn coded, if they could throw it on Ina, I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
And we shall enter. Sprout's gonna move his kind of moves 30 feet to the edge here. And he'll dash, kind of taking the slope very carefully
They gave us a bunch.
to
Okay, cool.
get
Samantha, you
just
got
to
there.
the base here.
Samantha's funny. She's like, you're like Oprah with the napkins. You get that.
For the slope here, if you take it carefully, there's no risk of falling. It still counts as like difficult terrain though. Or you can take it fast and have it take just 5, maybe 10 feet rather than 20, but with the risk of falling prone and just tumbling down it.
Then he'd be a tumbleweed.
Yep. But no, he takes it carefully and gets to be just about there. Brings us to this Trog, who is frightened of Zeed. He will.
Is he showing us how clean his middle finger is?
Let's say you all get a pretty good view of it as he draws his stone axe. However, he's not going to be able to do a whole lot beyond that. As end of his turn, he will try to get out of being frightened. If I can pull up the right. There we go. Yeah, no. He is still very frightened. This guy hasn't also really noticed anyone else either yet, so he'll just draw his weapon and then at the end of his turn, attempt to save out of it. Yeah, now he's still very frightened. That brings us to Zeed.
So I will swoop down and I'm going to land on this guy, clawing with my talons.
All right. I will give you advantage on the first attack as you kind of drop down on him. Thanks. You bring the already very weakened Trog.
Oh, he's toast. Good.
Yeah, down.
I still have a little bit of movement. I'm going to step over here and use my martial arts skill to do a second, my martial arts attack, which is again just talons, or in this case, I'll kick. I mean, it's still probably talons, but it's my feet talons.
Yeah.
That would be to target this guy. Boom. Did that work? No. Yes. Never mind. Okay.
Yep. Okay, you have him targeted.
Oh, damn. Okay.
And unfortunately, as you are stepping, off the Trog that you just dropped on to, kind of spin your kick, your base foot kind of goes into the mud a little bit and slips just enough for your kick to go wide. These guys are hearing commotion, but there's just a fog cloud there. Let's check. Do a quick check on this guy. Yeah, no. No idea what's going on. He, for now, is going to do the last thing he's ordered to do, which is to guard the thing and guard the rock. So he will just wait his turn. That brings us to Merritt. That guy, by the way, got a 0 on his intelligence check.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
He's lucky he didn't forget to breathe.
Bro, for real. You think Merritt's gonna move up? Yeah, he's gonna move up.
Okay. There is the guy who is here in kind of the center of the area of this. The little serpent thing, he's kind of like, can up and has a good view on everyone if he notices you. Those are
Dog reveal.
now he's sitting a little too far, and I did show him on camera before, but he's like sitting down the hall barking at me. But no, I'm sure he's fine. For now, I'll deal with him later.
Okay.
But Merritt, what you doing?
We've kind of already revealed ourselves, and I don't want the ogre. Oh well, shit. I don't think
So
we
you
can
cannot
really
see the
through
ogre from there.
Yeah, through the fog cloud. Okay. It's fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and.
Also, you will have to get closer to like the edge to see some of the people who are further down. From there, you can have a good view on some of the trogs that are kind of closest to you. The one you already shot out, and probably the one who's right ahead of him.
Man, I feel a little embarrassed for missing the dude that I've already shot at, so I'm gonna try to hit him again.
Mhm. Fair enough.
Okay, had to check the range on Firebolt. It's way further than I thought it was.
I think it's like 120 feet.
Yeah, it's 120 feet, and I'm like, oh, I'm 35 feet away from this guy. Let me just check the range real quick. There we go.
Firebolt's the cantrip you take when you want range and damage, and don't have access to Eldritch Blast.
Damage my ass. Look at that. Shit.
Hey, it's not your,
Fine.
the
It
spell's
is
fault you
damage.
drilled to one.
It's damage is damage.
Yeah.
That's his turn. He moved. He cast a spell. He, at least it looks like he did something.
All right.
A massive ball of fire goes flying across the field and then hits the guy, and he just goes, "Ow!"
The half ogre kind of groggily gets up and is just like puts his hand kind of playing with the fog ahead of him, just not quite sure what's going on with it. Other than that, he's just going to kind of stand there. Zolbit's also just going to kind of move up to the edge here, ending up dashing because he's very slow. But that is his general go for that turn. Brings us to the serpent folk here.
Yeah, it's only been 6 seconds, so sometimes we forget.
Yep. Trying to take stock of the field. Most of his view of the stuff that's actually been going on has been obscured by the fog cloud, which has taken most of his attention. However, he did roll up on his perception check to notice some of the newcomers to the thing, namely Bushy Brow and Zolbit, who are the only ones he can really see at the moment. So he's you kind of hear him kind of bark out something in their draconic tongue, and kind of points at them, kind of yelling down to the people below, seeming to and he watches like kind of like perk up, pay attention, and seem to zone in on Bushy Brown and Zolbit before he takes a shot at let's see, how far away are you actually? That is 65 feet. What's the range on a short bow? 8320. So he's fine. Takes a little pot shot at Zolbit and misses before kind of positioning himself just kind of on the other side of the tree that's up by him.
It was the fog. The fog was in his eyes, guys.
Yeah. Now, you guys can see the serpent folk up on top of the thing, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. I had a little terrain thing on there. Trying to couldn't remember if I turned it off or not. You'll grab his axe, but he can't go closer or anything. Um, and he's nope, he does not notice the stuff going on behind him. So I guess at the end of his turn, he's just going to try and see if he's no longer frightened. He is still frightened. Brings us to Barnacle.
Alright, so Barnacle's going to move up 25 feet. Trying to skirt the pond, the little pool of water. I'm going to shoot my crossbow. And I'm going to carefully lay down my crossbow and take out my net.
All right. This guy, who has been, in general, really lucky because he's been shot at a bunch and only hit once for a single point of damage.
For 1 point of damage, yeah.
Yep. But I feel like he's been fired at enough to where he'd actually notice. Especially since he was hit. He will crawl out of the press the right button of here, and I think he'll move over. Just closest person. I can click the right button again. Runs over to face Barnacle. He is still within sight of Zeed, but he will try and attack with his stone axe. Should be at advantage. Yep, it is. As he rolls a 1 and tries to chop down on you, but he's still half turned to keep an eye on the person who's truly afraid of, and he just misses you by a mile, strikes a rock on the ground, and his axe breaks. Not to be
Nice.
deterred,
Oh, God.
he's going to try and bite at you. And still misses. That brings us to Phoenix.
As I check his abilities page to see what I have to do to get the weapon to come back.
It's a bonus action, which I will. You probably would have had the time to throw it. Bonus action to have it appear back in your hand after you throw it.
Okay, cool.
So you don't have to worry about that at the moment.
Good to know. He's gonna go ahead and try to attack this troglodyte. He missed with his spear, and it's attacking Barnacle. So would I get flanking there? Or would I have to go one more?
I only see him. Oh, there he is. If you go one more, you'll get flanking.
Okay. He's gonna move 30 feet, and he's going to go ahead and use. Yeah, he's gonna use his spear and hit the troglodyte.
You could also use Booming Blade to do some thunder damage, and it would still apply for. I would still count it as he's using his spear to use Booming Blade, so he could use his bonus action to do his Polearm Master attack and attack with the butt of the spear.
I appreciate you helping me out with that. Yeah, it's a cantrip. He's going to go ahead and cast Booming Blade.
Okay. For some reason, it doesn't look like there is an attack coded for it. Which
Well,
is
you make
weird.
a melee attack for Booming Blade, and then you do
Oh,
the normal attack
right.
damage, and then apply Booming Blade. That's fine. Okay, so Booming Blade doesn't hit. Attack with pull armor. It does again.
You can, so long as you make the attack, you don't have to hit for a Polearm Master attack.
Bonus action to okay. Okay, yeah. So then it's a D4 damage. Gotcha.
Yep, it is coded above in his attacks.
Woo!
Oof. Mhm.
And
So you, try and spear him, but don't quite hit him. So as you, as the spearhead kind of passes by, coated in this thunderous energy, you just turn the spear so that the butt end hits him across the back of the head.
nice.
Alrighty. This guy is going to take one of his javelins and try and skewer the bird attacking his men. Gonna make a range attack on Zeed and miss. So Zeed, as you're like, recovering from your kick, kind of, facing off with the struggle light, just right between you and the Trog, javelin just like embeds itself into the dam.
Does it destroy the dam?
Nope, it just gets stuck in there. Gets stuck in one of the logs.
Well, damn.
Lucifer kind of curses. He pulls out another bone javelin. This troglodyte has been ordered to move, so he doesn't even have to make a roll. He's just going to run up. And make an attack with his stone axe on Bushy Brow. And miss. Though he's going to then try and bite him. And miss again. Bushy Brow, luckiest of the bush blights.
Bro, for real. He's the only one that survived.
Brings us to the top of round 2. Where Bushy Brow will attack back on the Trog. And unfortunately still miss. Yeah, that's his go. Brings us to the Trog, who's facing off with Zeed. He does have disadvantage to attack, but he will still attempt to attack Zeed. And miss with a... so he kind of like swings down, like kind of, kind of comes up and swing down with his axe, but he like kind of catches himself on the javelin that's just like embedded between you guys. So he just like catches himself and swings too short before trying to kind of bite at you. And miss as well, just still due to the javelin kind of, keeping him, just keeping his body from getting close as he wants. Kind of, gets a little angry at it. Attempts to say that being frightened at the end of his turn. Nope, he's still very frightened. Zeed, though, at the start of your turn, I am going to need a con save. DC 12.
Okay.
As you get the full stench of this trog right on your face, but it doesn't bother you. You've smelled it before and smelled worse at that.
I forgot about Trog Stench, I'll be honest. It's been a while since we've played.
So I'm gonna step to this side of this guy and this guy, and then I'm gonna spin it with my quarterstaff, try and catch him hard
Okay.
across the chest.
Are you going to actually
And
kind of step down on the slope and attack him, or are you going to kind of fly kind of even with
no,
him?
no, I'm on the ground. Yeah,
Okay.
just smacking him. And then I will, once again, I will actually, do another spin kick. Gonna try and plant myself a little better in the mud. Or just do a straight kick. All right. Yay.
Woo!
Nice.
And then I'm
So-
gonna. What is that thing? Lizard folk? Is that lizard folk the one that was trying to attack me a second ago?
Yeah, he threw a javelin at you and missed.
All right, so I'm gonna finish my turn by stepping. He's dead, right? That guy that I.
Yeah, he's dead.
Okay, so I'm gonna step over to here. Actually, I'm gonna step to here. Yeah, I'm gonna. That'll be my next
Yep,
attack.
you have
Is that guy.
You have plenty of movement to take that
Do I
easy.
have? I gotta read something a little closer to the screen because I'm just slightly too far. My huge screen. Read the tiny words on this. All right, so I believe I have. I just need to check and see if the book.
Also, you've action bonus action this turn for your attack, and then bonus action attack.
Well, the martial arts is that a bonus action?
Yeah, so you make an attack
the
with
part
your
of my-
action, and then as your bonus action, you can make a unarmed martial strike.
Okay, and then what is my key points? Like if
So-
I was going to use a key point to do patient defense, is that an action or is that just a statement?
So if you, it adds on to your bonus action. So you can say, I'm using a key point to do flurry of blows, and then you can get 2 strikes as your bonus action rather than 1. Or you can do step of the wind, to where you can spend a key point, and then rather than making your second attack as a bonus action, you can make a dash or disengage as a bonus action.
And the patient defense would be instead
Patient-
of martial arts.
Yes. So yeah, patient defense. You would bonus action instead of making your unarmed attack as a bonus action. You would instead take the dodge action as a bonus action.
Got it. All right, so that's all I can do.
Path of the Kinsa. What does this do again?
Still working on it. I don't even know. If I make an unarmed attack as part of the attack action your turn and holding kept my weapon, bam, I get +2 bonus to AC to the start of my next turn while the weapon's in your hand and you are incapacitated. Agile parry. And the Kinsai shot is out of range attack. Doggone it. I forgot to do that. With my darts. Or maybe I did. 1d4 plus a dart.
Oh,
normal.
extra 1d4 damage. Nope, I think we
Yeah.
forgot to add that.
I
We'll have to remember that next
forgot it.
time.
Oh well, anyway. But so this next turn I should have a +2 bonus to AC until the start of my next turn. So I need to click on that.
Yes, do apply that to yourself.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Okay, good.
Okay.
I knew that.
Make sure you do your cool stuff.
Yeah, I was too far away from the screen to read my captions. I was like reading it. I'm like, I can't see.
Yeah, it's been a hot
I've got a
minute. So
60-foot. I've got a 60-foot freaking TV or a 16-inch TV screen. I've moved into a setting where it's a little closer to me. It's great for everything except Fantasy Grounds. I've got the highest setting for that's available for print, and I still can't read from just sitting back and sitting in my chair. I have to get up closer. Annoying.
Well,
Makes me want to go back to using a laptop.
we'll get there. In the meantime, this troglodyte, who's wearing a little flirty coat and nothing else, comes up
And
behind
for
the
now.
bushy brow and attacks with his stone axe, and actually manages to hit this time.
Oh,
Oh no!
Though, looks like the damage is currently absorbed by the temporary hit points he has.
Yay!
Um, he's going to go and try and bite and tear this bush apart, managing to hit one more time. And it was still all absorbed by his temporary hit points. That brings us to Merit, as Bushy Brow is starting to be wailed on by these trogs below. You got a trog who's up and being wailed on by Phoenix, and probably shortly or soon to follow Barnacle. You
Um,
know, sees Zed off taking care of business down in the trench or down at the little pond area.
and what did you say that it took to get down the steep part?
Uh, so you can you can take it carefully and act as difficult terrain. So it'll take, instead of say 10 feet to go that distance, it'll take 20. Or you can go and reckless and just take the 10 distance, like what would normally span for the map, but you'll have to make a acrobatics check to see if you fall prone.
Um, I'll go ahead and move up 15 feet. And before I may or may not fall prone, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Firebolt to try to protect Bushy Brow a little bit.
All right. I will say you have a +2 to attack just because high ground.
I'll take that. Nice. Okay, guys, well, maybe next time I'll get 3 damage on my Firebolt attack. It looks like it's just going up the numbers.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and move 5 feet with difficult terrain, so 10 feet.
All right. The ogre has been ordered to go. However, he's also can't see anything or see the people. So let's see. Can he? Well, he hears fighting on the other side of this fog cloud. So clearly, what he should do is rush directly towards the sounds of fighting.
Yes.
Which does take him directly into a tree.
Into a specifically spiky tree.
Yes, into specifically a spiky tree. It's gonna make an effort. Oh, I clicked on the wrong character sheet for some reason. I thought I'd well, you go up here. Don't go away. Strength check. You strong boy. Okay. So he's gonna take some damage, but you guys hear he basically rushes into the fog cloud, and you hear a loud crack as this tree that's the top of it's sort of sticking out of the the fog cloud. You see it starts to fall over and fall into the fog cloud, which let's see, it goes. So the very tip of it is barely out. So it's the tree is about 35 feet tall. So let's actually check this distance real quick. um, So Zed, you're battling with this lizard, or getting ready to battle this lizard folk, and you hear this crack coming from the fog cloud, and you see just coming on the edge of the sphere of the fog cloud, like the tip of this tree, come down, and the very end of it whacks onto this lizard folk as he attempts to get out of the way.
Nice.
Let's see, can he save? He does actually manage to save, so he kind of jumps back as the tree falls between you two, managing to avoid hitting the tree. That's 10. He gets there, he's still in the fog cloud, but he does run for the tree he's going to take. Oh, that'll be... So you hear that half ogre kind of yell out in pain as he runs into the tree, but he seems to still be going. And he will end up dashing to just get like come partially out of the fog cloud right next to you, Zed. He's kind of carrying this looks to be like the smaller stump or smaller, like a smaller log. So what used to be part of a tree is like a club. But that is his turn, as he's been very much pricked and taking some damage as he just run and full on into this tree with enough force to knock it over.
Nice.
That brings us to Zolbit with a couple people on other people. As I remind myself of what he can do. I think he is going to do some good old chill touch on one of these guys below. Managing to hit. And apparently just straight up kill this Trog.
Nice.
Yeah.
If he's undead, he has disadvantage against stacking him.
Yeah. Yeah, he did just enough with the damage that Merritt did earlier. But I think Zolbit's still going to stay up above for now and pass the turn. This guy is going to kind of like come around for a second. Still doesn't quite have a view on Merritt. Still considers Zolbit to be the big threat, so he's going to give out a quick little short bow shot at Zolbit. And miss again before he kind of backs up again behind the tree. Brings us to one of our last remaining guys. Or frogs from the dam. He's still frightened of Zed, however, he knows there's some commotion going on behind him, which seems to be the safer bet for him. So he's going to carefully make his way over. That'll be 20. Just drag himself out here. That'll be 25. We'll just move just over for 30. And he'll make an attack on Phoenix here with his stone axe. Still disadvantage because he's has Zed in sight. However, Still hits. Yeah. Temporary hit points still
Woo!
taking the
Temporary
hit
hit
as he tries to bite on him. Barnacle, you are on deck as... Wow. Dropped a 20, rolled an 18.
Well, it's not a 20. I
Yep.
can be appreciative of that.
As he bites onto Phoenix, also still being absorbed by the temporary hit points. And that brings us to Barnacle. If you give me a Constitution saving throw. Success. You're good. You don't have to worry about the stench. What you doing?
If you're talking Sven, we can't hear you.
I'm sliding over 10 feet. And I'm going to lash out with my net. And I'm drawing my rapier with my other hand.
Alrighty. Petrified, arrogant walk. It's taken a decent hit from Phoenix. Decent bonk with the back of the spear. I think he is just going to attempt to shove Phoenix down the hill. We'll see how much this actually works.
I get
If you could give
that,
an athletics check or acrobatics check. Okay, still frightened. Yep, nope, you no, he just decides to axe already broken, kind of sees his Phoenix there on the edge, decides to just try and shoulder shove him down, but Phoenix just brings up his shield and kind of holds it in place, keeping the Trog back, standing his ground. So yeah, no, he's wasted his action trying to shove him, and that's going to be his. Actually, let's see if at the end of his turn he saves out of being frightened. Nope, very much not. That brings us to Phoenix.
Look, man, it's really surprising when you have like a Birdman come out of the sky. It's scary. Phoenix is gonna go ahead and use his spear and try to attack the troglodyte. Or actually, I think I need to make a con save.
Oh, yes. Thank you for catching that. Do make a con save. That is a success. It is a DC 12.
Thankfully. Okay, and now he's gonna try to use his spear to. Am I sending again? I am.
Okay.
It's kind of rude to just, try to shove somebody. Kind of fucking rude. That's more like it. We're gonna do some damage. Okay, and then, now that I've struck that one down, I'm gonna go ahead and, use my bonus action with my Polar Master attack to, come around and try to hit, Clean Ear.
Alrighty.
Yeah, and do that. No. No. Do you have fumble tables, Nick? I forget.
No, at least not at the moment.
Okay, cool. So I just miss. He he hits the troglodyte, and as he's turning around, the troglodyte like falls in his direction, and he has to like stumble a little bit to keep from being successfully pushed in death.
Yeah, just shove them off at the end of his turn. Oh, that does remind me, as a part of the Polar Master attack or feat, if someone enters your range, you can use your reaction to attack them.
Man, I should have done that. Oops.
I would have reminded you had I remembered at the time. I only remembered like just now.
It's fine. We'll figure it out later. Okay.
The lizard folk here is free here. He is going to attempt or going to go up onto the little slope area here, kind of carefully make his way, over to the other side of Zed, and attempt to attack him flanking with the ogre or half ogre.
Uh-oh.
This guy has been a real pain in the side, and he does manage to get a hit in. As I double check, yep, he does have multi attack, so he takes his shield, spiked shield, and tries to stab you with it with his second attack. But that is a miss. So, Zed, you're like partially distracted by the falling tree and then the half ogre kind of emerging right next to you. That the lizardfolk kind of takes advantage to kind of stab you in the back a little bit before you turn around and manage to deflect his stabbing with his shield with your staff as he's trying to take more advantage of you. That does bring us to the top of the round. It is 8:20, so I think we'll take our break a little early today and come back in about 10, 15 minutes at the top of this next round.
Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and be back in 10 minutes, guys. Thank you so much, and go get refreshments and snacks, and see you in 10.
Dooba dooba doo dooba doo dooba 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 doo.
Have you seen the new one?
The new one of what?
Where'd you join the Oompa Loompa song from Willy Wonka?
I was
Oh.
his thing sounded a little bit like it, and
No, that's. I'm realizing, yes, it definitely sounds like that. But my mind was that's like three blind or that's the 12 Days of Christmas was this song going in my head.
Okay,
Uh,
gotcha.
but I definitely can see how it's like, oh yeah, I'm doing do, but yeah. No, I have not seen Wonka yet. Heard it was good though, or heard people liked it.
I enjoyed it. It's funnier than I thought it was going to be, and not as much singing. So
Fair enough.
All
I
right.
actually I had high hopes for it because it was like, oh, you're not just doing the same thing again.
Correct. All right, so we are back.
Right.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw it back over to the Nixter. Don't forget, you guys can still be using your stuff in chat if you want. Help the monsters if you want; they need it. Or you can help us, whatever you want to do.
Yep, we are being steamrolled right now. You guys, get to them, and they do not stand much longer. But I think we will just jump right back to the combat, starting with Bushy Brow at the top, who's going to attack the troglodyte who's next to him, managing to hit. Actually, checking. Typically, we're not into poison, so you do need to make a con save. Apparently. So apparently the bush is not immune to being poisoned. So, and did fail its con save.
no.
So it did get poisoned. I'm just gonna real quick. But he rolled higher on his attack, so he still hits and deals damage.
Nice.
Did you move
Yeah.
Q-tips off the table?
It's it's odd to see a bush like scrunch up its non-nose, but if a plant were to do so, that's what the face, quote unquote face, Bushy Brown would be making right now, as it is just trying to claw down the front of this troglodyte, kind of trying to tearing up its coat. But that does bring us to Zeed, who we're now sandwiched between a very large man and a scaly man. And a tree.
Right. I'll start with this guy. Not that one. There we go. And smack him with my quarterstaff. Oh, very nice.
Nice. Really good.
I'm going to I'm just going to do my standard martial arts attack with my talons. Same guy. Try and finish him off. Get rid of the flanking if possible.
All right.
Excellent.
Oh, another 19. Dang.
And more max damage. I like it.
Woo.
Nice. He's still standing, but Barely.
Now, at this point, can I still use my Kai point to do my flurry of blows, or is that in it?
I will allow it this time.
Oh,
Typically, you
no, I
will
have to
before
say
you.
it first, right?
Yeah. Typically, you will announce you're doing flurry of blows and then do your bonus action attacks. I will allow it this time if you want because
All
you're.
right, so I'll do
Yeah.
it next time. All right, so I need to. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. That hits. I'm just looking at the action buttons here. All right, so I'll just click off a key point because I'm not sure what action thing I'm supposed to push. I think I probably should have done it before the attack, before the first attack, or the second attack, whatever. But anyway, smack.
Where you have a decent.
Dang, max damage again. I got him.
Nice. Yep. No, he is
I shredded him with my
down.
talents. I just attacked with multiple speed, both arms just flailing at his face, and he is shredded to
Don't get
nothing.
your armor class bonus.
And my armor class, thank you. Click. And that is my. You know what? Just because I'm going to step into the fog cloud, stay close to him, but step into the fog cloud, try and give myself a little bit of an advantage in sight where he's not able to just openly smack me for no reason.
Okay. Are you going to be kind of flying above, or are you going to
No,
step onto
I'm
the
just
spiky tree?
gonna step onto the. Is there a tree in that spot?
So the red line is the fallen tree.
Oh, a fallen tree.
Yeah. So are you
All
going
right,
to step
forgot
on top of it, or are you going to like fly over it? It is covered in spikes.
I am not going to step on top of it. I do not want to step on spikes. I'm going to go over it and land on the other side of it then. And I will see if he can hit me with visibility / tree in the way
All right.
issues as I move out of his range.
He will have disadvantage on his attack as he kind of as you were kind of going in and kind of going into the fog cloud and kind of moving away from him. He's going to attempt to, with disadvantage, strike out at you. Wow, he rolled a 19 and a 20.
Fucker.
Uh, so it's less of you kind of, stepping out and more like you being hurled away, hurled away from him as you, are kind of going over the log. You try to go away, and he just hits you with this, a log of his own, and kind of sending you a little bit further back as you kind of catch yourself out of range now in the fog cloud.
Cool.
Did you want to move further? That's only about 10, 15 feet that you would have moved to.
Yeah, I will move a little bit further, somewhere in that general vicinity.
Okay.
That's it.
Alrighty, sounds good. That brings us to this Trog that's facing off with Bushy Brow.
So
We'll
he
attempt to-
has a what the hell's it's called, the little hindrance.
Oh, I believe that's a -2.
Yes.
All right. Apply that -2 as attack. And that's a miss.
Where is
Trying to attack again. And even with hindrance, he does hit. But, does less damage with this, even if he does the max possible damage he possibly could with a bite. Bushy Brow is still holding in there, looking a little rough, but keeping in there. The hindrance did make him miss those hacks, so that was good. That brings us to Merritt.
Okay, well, Zeed disappeared into the fog.
Yep.
So Merritt is just gonna kind of hope that he's okay, and he's gonna go ahead and I think he's gonna try to hit the floaty coat troglodyte.
Okay.
With Crazy, gonna use firebolts again. Maybe I'll get 3 damage this time.
Oh, 5.
Oh yeah!
Nice. And you finished him off.
It's awesome. And Merritt is gonna go, like, honestly, he's gonna go into the fog, I think. He's not gonna know what's going on around him, but he also doesn't want to get hit because he does not have his armor on.
Okay.
And he doesn't know that Zeed's there, so he's gonna walk straight into Zeed.
Yep. You kind of go in, you bump to Zeed real quick. I believe you do have 10 more feet.
And then he's just gonna kind of shimmy along that way.
You take careful aim to not hit Bushy Brown. You send off this bolt of fire that strikes and fells this troglodyte before he's like, all right, now cover. Da 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 da. Whack.
Yeah, he's feeling
sorry.
very unsafe behind this tree because he can see the other tree, like, sticking out of the fog, and he's like, man, I do not want to be on the other side of this tree if that happens again.
Well, the half ogre is going to. Well, let's make a quick roll for him. Yeah. Doesn't know where you went. Sides into the fog cloud. And he doesn't really see the others. So I guess he's going to carefully step over this log here. Going kind of straight down. And then he will go in a random direction.
Oh no.
Which is going to be, let's roll a d8.
I have regrets about going into this fog cloud, guys.
This side is 1, quarter is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rolling a d8. He got a 5. Which is straight this way. Into a tree. Let's make this strength check. Good, but not enough to fell the tree. So he spends the rest of his movement running, like, kind of like, okay, let's step over this. I know this is here, and I think it's this way. Wham! And he takes some more damage as he runs headlong into a spiky tree. You just hear another oof right next to you from this large creature who is taking a decent chunk of damage for running into these trees. That's his turn. That brings us to
the only damage this ogre has taken is trees and then 1 round of Zeed.
Actually, Zed focused on the lizard folk, so it is just trees.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
it's
didn't
just
end up
trees.
hitting him. Yeah,
I thought he hit him once.
I chose to go after the other guy solely.
Honestly, good tactic because the other guy definitely was weaker.
Let's check the distance on this spell. Oh, 120 feet. Behind the tree, though, so Zolbit's just going to do his good old chill touch with a -2 to attack the serpent folk. Fortunately, he misses. Zolbit's going to move a little bit this way to hopefully get a better shot next time. Which brings us to the serpent folk, who's going to pop out. Can't actually get a due to where Zolbit moved. The fog cloud is in his way. But Bushybrow
Not
is
the
in
bush
sight.
way!
He's actually the only one in sight for where he is. However, does consider the others more of a threat. Merit, odds or evens?
Odds.
Alrighty, he's not targeting Bushy Brown, instead going to move further down to the end of his little island, where he can now see more people, and is going to take another shot at Zolbit. Missing again. That's what. That is actually the end of his turn. That was his movement. Brings us to the last Trog, who is
No longer frightened.
correct. He is not affected by frightened because he can't see Zed. That off for now. And he's just going to do an attack on Barnacle and then attack Phoenix. So he'll cut at Barnacle and then bite at Phoenix. It's a miss. And that's a miss. As he tries to slash at Barnacle, you just are able to, kind of parry it with your rapier before he kind of tries to lunge at Barnacle, who just brings up his shield, kind of blocking him, kind of shutting his mouth on him. So even when not frightened, he rolls terrible. Bringing us to Barnacle. You don't have to roll again because you saved last time.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, Net. I'm going to use my inspiration.
Alrighty.
There we go. All right,
Nice.
so he was strained before, and now he's restrained. Misk. There it is. Boom. All right, so when he or someone next to him can try to take the net off. When they do, he will take damage because it's got hooks in it.
All right, and he is restrained, or is it grappled?
Restrained.
All right. Do you have the effect drop on him, or
I did. I thought. Didn't it work?
yeah, you just dropped the
okay,
DC
I
into
The
the.
effect didn't go on it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I dropped the wrong one. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. All right, and here's details if you want them. Here's details if you don't want them. So I'm switching hands. So my the rope that holds the net, switching it to my off hand and putting my rapier in my regular hand.
Alrighty, sounds good. Phoenix, you got this.
Yeah.
Restrained frog right with you.
Does him being restrained do anything for my attacks?
I believe it gives you advantage.
Yes, it will. But you don't have to do anything. It'll do
Yeah,
it
it will
automatically.
automatically do that.
Awesome. I kind of forgot to do this last time, but Phoenix is gonna go ahead and cast Booming Blade with his attack. So he's gonna use his spear and try to stab this guy. Nice.
Nice.
All right, that's all it took. Nice.
Oh, it died. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, and then I'm gonna use the back of my. Oh, never mind.
Yep. You just as he's kind of like stuck there, restrained by this net with these kind of barbs that he's trying to assessing. You just take the opportunity to just take the spear, kind of coat it in thunderous energy, and just stab through one of the holes straight into his neck. It's just as he falls limp as you pull it out.
I do not envy Barnacle for who has to try to get that dude out of there. Um, Phoenix knows that there's the ogre down there. He doesn't know where it is, but he knows that it's there. Or actually, I think he did go see the serpent folk trying to hit Soldier. So I think he's gonna. He's gonna go there. That's 30 feet of movement because of the difficult terrain.
Yep.
And that's his turn.
All right. That brings us to Bushy Brow, who is going to go that way and then hold. Because he doesn't know exactly where the half ogre is and doesn't want to be just sniped by a serpent folk.
Merritt here
Brings us to
rustling bushes next to him.
Mm-hmm.
He's very confused for a minute because he did not see any bushes down here.
Oh wait, I do have to remind myself of how these things actually see. So that was what, 15 feet? Yeah. So you hear the rustling bushes go by you as it then moves its other 15 feet and attacks because it has blind sight.
Nice.
Ayo!
So
blind
And it probably enjoys the mist, the fog.
yeah, it's probably rejuvenating and
feels almost like fresh morning dew.
After all that gross troglodyte musk.
So you guys shortly hear the ogre kind of give a little yelp of pain again as the his butchy brow kind of claws his kneecap. Bringing us to Zeed. I'll say from the noises the half ogre has been making, you are aware it's right next to you. You do still technically, because you can't see it, have disadvantage to attack it if you were to while there. But you do know it's right next to you.
If he gives a cry, can he use his echolocation?
Zeed is not that kind of bird, as far as I'm aware. I'll say you are pretty sure that the half ogre doesn't know where you are, though.
I'm gonna go straight up, flying straight up out of the fog until I'm out of the fog. I don't know how thick the fog is.
35 feet.
Right, I've got enough to get above it without using a double move. I'll hover right above it and survey the land and see if there's any other enemies I can see
You
nearby.
see the serpent folk that is just over here, like kind of with a bow, trying to take pot shots at people.
And he is zooming. Pity. All right, so I have the wind I could do as a bonus action, right? To give me a little more speed, a little more
Yep.
distance.
Yep. For a key point, you can move your movement with as a bonus action.
I will do that. Slide forward to. I'm zoomed in too far. Now I can't find myself. There I am. I will move another 20 feet or so. Still above the fog cloud, but I'm going to get a clear shot at certain folk, and I'm going to snag one of my darts.
All right.
And if I hit him, I will remember this time, in theory, to do my
Kensai.
Kensai one. Yes.
Wax on.
All right. And attack. Nice.
Nice.
Insanely lucky. Whoops, I forgot to do my goddamn hit.
Roll an RD4 and I'll add it.
Sorry.
No, that's still all right.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Another 4 damage, bringing the total to 11.
This one goes to 11.
And I believe that is pretty much my turn right there.
Yep. Did you want to drop back into the fog cloud or anything? You do have a little bit more movement.
No, I'm going to stay right there above everything so I can keep an eye on this thing.
Okay.
He gets a shot. He can get a shot at me, but he's going to have to. It's going to have to be a ranged one, and I'm up in the air.
He does have a short bow that he's been firing.
Oh, good. Please shoot that at me. I need a bow. I need an arrow or two. I can throw it back at him if he doesn't do any damage to me. I have a skill.
Nice. In the meantime, Merritt is still within the fog cloud.
Merritt moved into this fog cloud to hide from the ogre, and he just heard the ogre being hit by Bushy Brow, and he realized it's way closer than he thinks he is. So he's going in the opposite direction of where he heard the ogre. And starts to emerge from the fog cloud. He's starting to get his bearings, and he sees the serpent folk that he knows has been shooting at the Butcher Blight and at Zolbit. So he's going to go ahead and try to get them.
You can see him like reeling from having just been struck as you emerge and aim whatever spell you aim.
Yeah, Merritt actually he glances around looking for whoever the fuck just hit this guy, and he doesn't look up because why would he?
I think even if you looked up just from the angle for where he is versus where
with
you
the
are,
fog
you
cloud
still
and
wouldn't
stuff.
you still would not see him because of the fog
I'm
cloud.
also under a tree. Well,
You are also under a tree or on the other side of a tree. There's not really much leaves on these trees. They're just very spiky.
Gotcha. Okay. And with that being said, I think I'm gonna use Firebolt again. I think that's worked out well for me.
I mean, you've been you were slowly rolling more damage, so maybe the trend will continue.
Yeah.
Nice.
Woo. I'll take that.
Against him.
And then he's gonna go ahead and duck back behind this tree.
All right.
And that's his turn.
Brings us to the half ogre who was just attacked by something. And so is going to blindly whack in that direction. I must say he actually has even more of a minus 2 attack because he doesn't realize how small this thing is. Oh yeah, that's a nat 1.
He hits himself.
You just hear
in
like
the
a
face.
loud thud as he hits the tree right in front of him. And just as it, rattles. Actually, just for the heck of it, how much damage does he do to the tree?
How much damage does the tree do to him?
He's hitting it with his club, not like he's not like
okay.
running straight into it. He's like swinging blindly with his club, and he just hits the tree right in front of him. There's a definite crack, but like cracking sound as he hits this, but it doesn't fall or anything
Yet.
Brings us to Zolbit, who is going to use his good old chill touch on the guy. Unfortunately misses.
Chill touch is a good spell.
Yeah. He's going to move a bit further this way and go just out of sight for him. And end his turn. And that brings us to Serpent Folk, who really doesn't have a good line of sight on like anybody.
Thankfully.
So he's just gonna hold his action then.
What is
We'll
that
see what
gray
happens.
thing around the perimeter here?
Just rock to kind of indicate how it's raised above everything.
Alright, so it doesn't block line of sight, or you can't hide behind it or anything?
No, it's like
Okay.
the rock going up to where he is.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the only thing he can really hide behind up here is the tree that's up with him. Speaking of, he will actually back up a little bit towards the tree and be holding his action. Bringing us to Barnacle.
I'm going to move 10 feet, pick up my
Barnacle has a little help, by the way.
awesome. Thank you. I'm at the A225 in the chat. Gonna walk over and pick up his crossbow. Still has one bolt in it. And he's going to drop fog cloud. See half ogre. And realize I didn't know Bushy Brow was the only one adjacent to him. Shouldn't have dropped fog cloud as I shoot him. Hopefully
I'm
I'll
actually
hit.
realizing the Serpent Folk would have shot at Zed, who was still in. So he's just going to real quick do a quick attack on him.
Nice.
Instead of holding his action.
Come on, hit him.
He misses.
Boo.
But yeah, no. So,
Good.
yeah, continue.
That's good for us.
No, we want him to hit so that he can grab it and throw it back. He's a monk.
Yeah, I have been waiting to use deflect missiles for multiple attacks, and nobody's been able to shoot me.
That's right.
If they have to hit me for me to roll to reduce the damage of or reduce it to 0, I can grab it and throw it back at him for attack.
Yeah,
I see now.
I'll shoot him next time. I'll shoot Z and he can grab my bolt and throw it at somebody else. Alright, so I shoot, and then I'm going to move my last 10 feet, and I'm sort of, come on over here. We're going to kill you, you ugly thing. Everybody who ever loved you was wrong.
And that brings us to Phoenix.
Phoenix was gonna make his way to the Serpent Folk, but now that there's an ogre there, I think he's going to go ahead and...
So does his spear have reach, or is it just count as a polearm?
It just counts as a polearm. It does not have
It
reach.
just counts as a polearm.
Yeah, spears have always been weird. I'm not sure why they.
Yeah, I'm not
did
entirely
that
sure
with
why
5e.
it counts as a polearm for the feet, but
it should have reach too.
Or
That's the whole point. I mean, spears have been around since dawn of time, and people use it because there's a reach. You poke things from far away.
like there's, I don't know. It's odd how it's like how they have spears and then other pole arms, and then
Yeah.
spears and javelins, which are practically the same item except a javelin can be thrown farther. It's odd.
Anyway, I just couldn't remember if I had reach.
I guess Phoenix is gonna move up, and then go ahead and use the spear to cast Booming Blade.
Alrighty. Oh, do remember to roll the booming blade damage rather than the weapon damage.
You do the weapon damage, and then you apply the Booming Blade effect.
Oh, and the okay, yes, no, you're right. Sorry, misremembered.
Heyo!
Nice.
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 Some good damage. There's the effect, and then he's gonna go ahead and use his bonus action to make his Polar Master attack with the butt end of his spear. Thank you. And that's a hit.
Mm-hmm. How do you want to slay
Oh
him?
shit! I didn't think it was that close to death.
That's why I dropped fuck luck.
Oh, gotcha.
One hit. I was hoping.
Um,
Of course, now he's gonna fall on Bushy Beard and crush him.
yeah, you know what? Phoenix, he did his cool thing. The ogre is wreathed in the thunder energy from Booming Blade. And then as he uses his butt end of the spear, he actually hits that slash that Bushy Brow opened up. And look, man, the kneecap is just a weak spot, I guess. And it goes into the wound, and the ogre just kind of falls over.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He collapses with a heavy thud on top of the tree that he had already fallen or felled.
Fell.
Yeah. And
Nice.
just bleh.
God, those trees still spiking him even after death.
Yep.
Phoenix, there's not very good cover. Phoenix is just gonna go towards the lizard folk, I think. And I think I used 15 feet of movement, so that's his turn.
Ready. Brings us to Bushy Brow, which will also attempt to, if I can. Oh, I'm pressing spacebar, not Alt. Also attempt to go closer. So they take the dash action and attempt to climb this rock, but we'll see if he actually is able to. He's not very strong.
Bushy Brow has a boost of healing.
Oh, nice. We'll roll a.
I've got it. If you want
Say
me to do
D8 plus. Is it D8 plus something?
plus 5.
Oh, the plus 5 actually heals him to full. So
Nice.
nice. He is to full, but as he's running across the ground, he starts to kind of go up to or try and climb up this rock, but not quite doing it too. But instead, he kind of merges with or takes some of the moss and stuff that's on the rock and just kind of applies it to himself as he heals.
Nice.
That brings us to Zeed as you fly above Ogre-Feld. Just this one lone snake boy who's trying and failing to shoot you.
And the closer I get to the thing, trying to judge the distance, and when I zoom in, the distance marker zooms in too, so I can't Read it. All right.
You are
That's it.
currently 35 feet.
35. All right, there you go. Thank you. In which case, let me sit back out. I'm going to fly on down. I'm actually flying on down. I'm landing right next to him, and then just whacking away with my quarterstaff. I'm just going to whack-a-mole.
Alrighty.
All right. And then I will slice and dice with my talons or kick at him with my other talons. It hits again. Excellent. Not quite as much damage.
Right, still dealing damage. As he's still standing, still trying to hold himself, but looking a little rough.
Well, hopefully it's gonna look rougher as Merritt pops out from behind the tree, and he's gonna go ahead and use Firebolt again. I'm just feeling in a Firebolt mood, okay?
Sometimes you just gotta blast him.
Sometimes you just gotta blast them. You're right, Nick.
Another 5
My
damage.
damage has settled at a 5 on the D10. But you know what? It's better than a
Yeah.
1. So I pop out, use the Firebolt, and then I think... Maybe this is stupid, but I think instead of popping back behind the tree, I'm gonna go ahead and go up towards the rock so that he can't see me.
Alrighty.
And that's my turn.
Sounds good. That brings us to Zolbit, who will, having clear line of sight, is gonna try and do his usual chill touch. Finally hitting this time.
Woo!
And, now he can't regain hit points if he has a way to do so.
That's honestly why I use Chill Touch so much. It's just a good spell.
Yep, it is a good spell. Yeah, that's all this Zolbit's going to do. Bringing us to our very, very hurt serpent folk, who is going to he's going to look at Zed and it's like, I suggest you fly away. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Use my
You say
inspiration.
fail.
Use my inspiration.
Go for it. Yeah? Roll again. Oh,
Oh,
no.
you fucking... Ay.
And you are affected by suggestion. And are now must fly away.
I can fly.
To be fair,
I
he did not
believe I
say
can
how
fly.
far away he had to fly, so he could fly like 10 feet away and then, fulfill conditions, but not to be like a rules lawyer or anything.
At the very least, he must fly
I just-
away for
Yeah.
his next
start-
turn.
I start flying and doing pirouettes in the sky and just enjoying myself.
He will then go prone where he's up. You fly away on your next turn, so you don't
That's fine.
use your reaction. But
That's fine. Easy.
but he'll then go prone to make it harder for people to shoot him. And that's his turn, bringing us to Barnacle.
Right, so I'm going to put my foot in the stirrup-looking metal piece on the front of the crossbow. Use the crank, and on both top and bottom, load it. Get ready to go.
All right, bringing us to Phoenix.
Phoenix was heading towards the serpent folk, so I think he's going to continue to do so. And then he has 10 feet of movement left. Can he start climbing, or would he have to, like, use his whole turn to climb next? Actually,
He could.
I'm gonna dash. I'm gonna dash and then try to climb.
Okay. It is about 20 feet up from where you are to the top.
Okay. If I dash, I'd
So-
have 40 feet of movement. So if it's
Yep.
difficult terrain, it wouldn't
Yep.
be enough.
Typically, climbing counts as difficult terrain, but I will have you make an athletics check just to see how well you climb. You know, it's not the easiest thing to climb. You can actually, as you're going up, you see a lot of the stone is wet and kind of slick.
Don't fuck this up for
10. Okay. So you don't fall, but you also don't gain extra distance. So at the end of your turn, you do end up right on the top, I will say, about say in that square because of how the thing is.
Perfect.
Bushy Brow will attempt once more to climb.
You got this, Bushy Brow.
He actually did get it this time.
Yeah!
So at the end of his turn, he gets to right here. But he does get up there, bringing us to Zeed, who must fly away. Moving your full
If he does get a
distance.
save, he does get a +2 for a little help. If he
Suggestion doesn't quite work that way.
yeah, I know, I figured, but he does have a +2 for whatever the fuck he tries to do.
So you
Here's the
take
water.
your movement, and there you go. Beyond flying away, is there anything else that you want to do with a bonus action or action?
He hasn't limited me to anything else, right?
You just have to move away. That is the only suggestion you must follow, or fly away specifically.
There's no other bad guys around, right? Just he's the only guy left.
Yep. He has made himself prone, so he's a little harder to hit from a distance.
And my darts don't work that far anyway. All right, so
You don't have to do anything this turn.
give me a second. Just seeing if I have any potions on me. And I do not. All right, very good. Never mind. That's it.
I'll actually take this as a reminder. Drinking a potion is a bonus action in this campaign.
Cool.
Nice.
For those of you who do, or when you do find potions. That does bring us to Merit.
I got up here and now I'm realizing that, like, I don't think I can climb that. You know what I can do? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use Mold Earth to, like, take some of the, like, the stone and the soil from the top of the wall here and, like, put it, like, at the bottom, so maybe I can, like, make a ramp.
I will allow you if you wanted to like use mold earth to help you climb. I will give you advantage on your check to climb it.
Let me check my athletics skill again. Sure. I'll use mold earth to try to climb it.
Okay, you have advantage on your check. It's not the hardest thing to do. It is a bit slippery.
Hey, I didn't think I'd be able to climb it.
And with even though you use your action to cast mold earth, you are it does make it easy enough to where within your regular movement you are able to get up here.
Yay! And then I'm very glad that Phoenix is also here because he's closer.
Brings us to Zolbit, who will attempt to, from a distance, attack the prone guy. And he does
Right.
actually manage to just hit. And that actually is he only had 3 hit points, so he managed to finish him off.
Nice.
So as you all are kind of like getting up here, you
Ready
watch
to attack.
Yeah, ready to attack him. You just watch this like spectral, ghostly kind of hand just kind of fly past, kind of like going through his head. As like it passes through his head, you watch his eyes go from focus to rolling back as he falls limp. And that brings us to the end of this combat.
Yay. Zed is no longer
He is no
under
longer suggested.
suggestion.
I will casually fly down, land in the middle of that grove area, I guess, give or take.
He was obviously just letting other people have the glory, you know? He's just so generous like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my net back.
All right. A little bit being right here will help you just to untangle the body.
I do have mending. I also know how to repair nets anyway, but either one, I'll just retrieve it and search the bodies while we're here.
Yeah, since Merritt and Phoenix both already climbed up here, they're both just gonna search this dude's body.
All right. You do find that he did actually have a healing potion on him.
Oh, chill touch! Chill touch clutch.
Other than that, he has a short bow and about 15 arrows at this point. And he has a scimitar, if anyone wants to take it. Other than that, he doesn't have much of value on him. I will throw the healing potion into the party sheet.
Is it a bone scimitar like they've all been carrying?
No, he actually has a metal one.
Oh.
As for the other people, the only ones of real note is the lizard folk, who has another one of those kind of spiked shields and a bone javelin. Everyone else doesn't really have much of value on them. No one can really wield the stump, or not the log of a club that the half ogre was using, and the trogs didn't have anything of value on them.
Okay.
So, yeah. But there are items to take if you want.
Did you say you're putting them in the party sheet?
Yes, I am throwing them in now.
Okay.
Scimitar, the
Marshall, yeah.
javelin, shield.
Does the bone javelin appear to be magical?
Give me an Arcana check. There are actually 2 bone javelins, one that's just embedded into the dam.
I'm not touching it. I'm not going to break the dam. Where's... Oh, character sheet. Hello.
That would be a damn shame.
Never used fancy grounds before. There it is, Arcana.
While these, weapons of bone look unfamiliar, it does look like it has some filigree that's hand carved in along some of the handle thing, but as best you can tell, it's not magic. Just appears to be made from bone from some creature or another.
Zedar.
Actually, it does look like it's been worked in a weird way to where it probably was. This looks like to be made up of probably multiple bones that have been formed into this one long javelin.
Okay. Zed, are the javelins or short bow monk weapons? Do you want to...
No, I've got. It's really. I've focused on darts and quarterstaff for my.
Kansai stuff?
Yeah. So I want to stay. I want to more or less stay with that.
So while they're looking through that, I'm going to head over to this half ogre and just sort of study it. I've never seen a half ogre before, so I'm just going to look and see. Would it be able to bite people? Does it have? What does it look like? Just do a little study real quick, learn what I can from it.
Okay, give me a investigation check or medicine. Oh, there you go.
Investigation. Open up. Investigation.
You investigate
Do a
the
full body cavity search.
Oh. I don't know how you got a dead ogre to bend over and cough, but oh.
Yeah, looking him over, he looks. He looks
So
almost
what's
just
his
like
other half?
What's his other half?
If he's half ogre, what's the other half? Does it appear to be human, orcish?
Looking it over, especially as you examine some of, do the full cavity search. Some of the facial features kind of give off that it looks to be he's half ogre, or he's half ogre, he's half orc.
Okay.
Is from what you can tell just from the general features.
These taste like orc pubes.
Oh, that's gross.
Based off of the relative length, I conclude. No, no. Other than that, you can tell that, generally a pretty strong and hearty character, based off of the fight, and then just you giving a closer examination. You do find he actually has on him kind of in a little, or not little. It's actually a decently sized pouch. What looks to be these rocks the size of your head that all look like they would fit nicely within his palm. That you could probably throw at people.
Okay.
Based off of your features on here and just your general, well, he didn't seem to be the brightest fellow. He did seem like he had a good grasp of the items of the club that he was using. So he did have some prowess with a weapon, but did rely more on strength than smarts.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll probably spend about 5-10 minutes doing that while they're doing whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
Can Phoenix Solasta kick this rock? Just sort of Oh, shoulder it, and it moves.
Well, the rock does look heavy. It does look like it is kind of designed to be kind of rolled to one side to let people through. But it will take a good shove if someone wants to try that.
Merritt does also have motor,
You
so
do
we
have
could
that
just
too.
circumvent the rock guy.
Yes, you do have that too. That's how we want
Um,
to go about doing it. I guess first, before we get to the rock,
I think Phoenix might take the scimitar if nobody else wants it, but I don't want to make the decision for it. You know what? Fuck it. No, he's taking the scimitar, and Joker can do with that what he wants.
okay. Joker already has a spiked shield. Actually, I think that's the shield that he is
Yeah.
using.
He has a spiked shield.
Nice.
I know he can use javelins, so I'm pretty sure javelins don't count for his polearm stuff, so he uses a spear. Yeah. Does anyone want to take any of the weapons or the potion of healing that is in there?
We'll give Zed the potion of healing. He said,
Yeah, I'll take that if no one needs it else.
I had a strange premonition that he doesn't have any.
All right. Actually, you should be able to just grab it, Zed.
Yeah, I just had to get it onto the right page. There you go.
Okay, I'm looking
Tried
at
to
the
open
bone
up the tray.
javelin. And what is the natatorial property mean?
Give me a second to double check that, but I believe it just means it doesn't have disadvantage underwater. I believe. I could be wrong though. That's the variation from the um, the comprehensive equipment manual. So they have some little features that are really cool. Just gotta remind myself what some of them do.
Nice.
I don't have a potion thing coded, so I'm just gonna throw the 2d4 plus 2 in here for my healing off that potion right now.
Alrighty, that puts you down to 1 wound.
Cool.
There you
Woo.
go.
And by the way, which creatures in this fight were using bone javelins?
It was just the lizard folk.
Oh, cool. If nobody else wants them, then Mary will take them. To
Well,
help with his serpent folk or with his lizard folk cosplay.
Yeah, non-tutorial. The underwater combat rules do not impose disadvantage on attack rolls with this weapon. All their restrictions apply as normal. So it just means since you are stabbing a thing and not like trying to slash through water or something, you are good to stab someone and without disadvantage underwater.
is there a percentage to roll to try and recover the 2 darts that actually went into people?
I mean, I'm over here looting the body, so
I have
probably
2 that actually stabbed into him and 1 that I tossed over by the dam that missed.
Give me a percentile. Just you automatically get 50%. This is just for me to see if you get the other half. Well, yeah, you get all 3 back with our 25 roll.
Awesome.
Hey, does anybody want this short bow?
You can take it to sell it, but I don't need it myself.
Yeah, Barnacle has a giant double crossbow.
Yeah, I figured you wouldn't, but
Does Phoenix or whoever
Spears and
have
he
our
has
javelins.
bow already?
spears and
Okay,
stuff.
that's what I thought. Yeah.
So he's already got range attacks. Firebolt for me is always going to be better than trying to use a short bow.
apparently, Phoenix is the one holding the horn of silent alarm.
Yeah, he is. I looked through his inventory when I first got him.
Well, remember that. Yeah. Are you going to be picking in any of the other stuff? You could just leave it. It's, or if someone wants to hold it, feel free. No, we won't worry about it.
No, we'll leave it.
Yeah. I'm already
Right.
carrying a bunch of weapons, so I do not need to carry more.
Right. So I'll remove the short bow and the arrows. Is anyone going to take that spiked shield? I don't think anyone really uses shields besides Phoenix, but good to
No
ask.
for me. Unless it seems like maybe better quality than the other one he's got, but I doubt it.
That's about the same. Like the only thing I could think of, since you are getting items for your lizard folk cosplay, this is one of the things you see a lot of the lizard folk wielding.
That's fair. I just don't
very
know how to
bulky.
use shields.
Yeah.
We can staple it to the back of Zolbit. Spiky back. Or give it to Bushy Brow.
Oh my gosh. So the whole
Actually,
bush can like hide underneath the shield.
the funny thing is, I think druids can use shields, if I remember correctly. They can use shields and
use
armor.
this.
So yeah, he could. Yeah, sure. Zolbit will take the spiked shield and have a +2 to his AC.
I mean, good. We don't. I doubt he was gonna die, but we don't want him to die.
I'll just real quick add that to him then.
Yes, they can use shields. Just not made of metal.
Yeah, which this is not made of metal. It's, made of some more natural material. It's like,
Baby
looks to be
hedgehogs.
some sort of shell of some kind, and it has these like kind of tusks or these like kind of spiked bones kind of coming out of one side.
All right, are we ready to go
Actually
in?
puts them into a really insane AC.
Phoenix and Merritt need to get down, so they're gonna do that. Do I need to roll, or can I just take my time on it?
Just
You
jump.
can just take your time on it. So takes you a minute to like carefully
As long as your strength is more than 5, you can just run and jump.
Yeah, but this is elevated quite a bit.
He said 5 feet.
I will say it's
No,
5
it's
feet from
5
the regular
feet
ground.
From the regular, so it's 20 feet vertically.
So if you are where you are,
Okay.
Barnacle, you are technically 15 feet down from where you started, and this was 5 feet above that. So
Gotcha.
between being careful and then your mold earth, you're able to easily get down.
Woo!
I did not catch that. I thought it was 5 feet above where we are now. All right, time to move the boulder. Barnacle crack his knuckles. All right, here we go. Out of the way.
Yeah, do it. Merritt's cheering you on. You got this, Barnacle! We could definitely, use mold earth, though.
This is an immovable rock. We're gonna have to dig around it. This probably goes deep into the earth.
Mm-hmm.
It's a slab of granite that comes up.
Well,
Well,
I
I'm
wouldn't
not gonna
take that for
question
granted.
Oh my god. Well, I'm not gonna question my good friend Barnacle if he says that it's not gonna move, even though you're a halfling, right?
She is taking it for granted.
Yeah, I am taking it for granted.
Yes, he's a halfling.
Yeah, the halfling definitely couldn't move the boulder, but he's my friend, so Merritt's just gonna use mold earth to like excavate. It says I can do up to like a 5x5 cube, so I should be able to like make a channel that goes around the rock.
So over the course of a couple applications for it, you just make this like 5x5 tunnel through the center of the rock, so that you all would be able to go through. On the other side, you can kind of see that there are some, this kind of tunnel that kind of goes down into the earth with some stairs. They're like some nicely, or not nicely, but they're like some carved actual like stone stairs.
Is Zolbert going with us? Inside? Or is he going to stay out here?
I will join you if you will have me. I must ensure that the root of this corruption is dealt with.
And I'm going to take a quick look around the bottom of this lake. I mean, does it look like this is something that happened within the last couple weeks? I mean, there are still dead fish and stuff on the bottom of the lake, or has this been like this for a long time?
Give me either I'll say, nature or perception.
Okay.
Or survival. And anyone could make this check, whether it's survival, nature, or perception.
And then I'm going to just turn to Zolbert and say, hey, Zolbert, was this always like this, or is this a recent development, making a dam here and stuff? Do we need to return it back to the way it was?
This is when they moved in several months ago. Say it probably started around 6 months or so. They did dry this little pond out, or at least I'm pretty sure they did. I didn't find it till several months after. But this is definitely their work to get this hollowed out or dried out.
I'm curious
My
to see what's in
intention-
here.
Yes, we'll see how. He has some very dedicated workers. Let's see how much he's actually done.
I
No.
think that when we leave, we should break that down and just flood whatever's down there and, let it be a pond again.
Just take the javelin out, and that'll take care of it.
That was also was my intention to let nature reclaim.
It's fine, I've got shatter, that will work, right? And I think Merritt is saying that, and then since he's been the one that's excavating the way in, he's gonna go first in.
You also have mold earth, so you can just mold the earth that's holding the logs in place. Zolbert
Yeah,
can
that's
turn
true.
into a beaver and chew his way through. He's a druid after all.
Yeah.
Alright, so we go in.
All right, as
Phoenix
you
will lead the way with Zed.
Sure.
well, if you'll give me a second to load the next map, as you guys.
I will cast light and touch Phoenix's shoulder, so he has light coming from him.
That's good, because he does not have dark vision, so...
Yep, it is dark down the tunnel.
Merritt, I think, is going to turn into a lizard folk and, practice his cosplay. and then go like in front of where the light is, because he has dark vision, and
Alright.
the light kind of messes with his senses. So
It is it is like 10 feet wide of a walkway. So you are able to walk to across. As you are Phoenix does cast light. Or does have light on him now. Actually, isn't that one of his? He actually has a light as a cantrip himself.
oh yeah, he definitely does.
So he could cast that on someone too if he wants.
He turns around and casts it on Barnacle.
Make sure I got everyone on there. Yeah, everyone that's here. As you go down, it goes down a good, or you go down a good 30, 60, 90 feet. I would like everyone to give me perception checks. Which actually, I keep forgetting I can do this.
You want that in Chatter in the Tower?
We'll say in chat.
You know what? No, I'm gonna use my inspiration to re-roll for merit. It's still a flat roll, but maybe it won't be a 4. Yay!
Alrighty. Well, for the most part, as you are going down the stairway, like you hear kind of in the off in the darkness outside of your view, you guys start to hear some murmurings of some people, like out of distance a little ways. In addition, you what?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll wait till you're done.
In addition, you hear sound of a click as Phoenix steps on a certain stair. So as he's stepped on like the latest step, and it like went it like went down like a few inches with a click sound. What do you guys do? You hear murmurs ahead. You say it's probably a good at least 60 feet, if not further. But it's outside of your viewpoint from just the light.
Z, are you able to do anything with this? Sounds like a trap, clearly. Is there something you can do?
I can wave my arms at it. I don't have any specific skills.
Phoenix is just kind of frozen with his foot on there, not daring to move at the moment.
Where is... I'll look down, see if I can figure out if there's a mechanism. I don't really have a lot of skills in this way, but I'll give it a shot. What do you want me to try and do? Anything?
Give me a investigation check as you kind of get down a little closer to try and mess around with it.
Good investigating.
Okay. You can see that the the half of the stairs that he has stepped on for his half of the stairs, just the one step has gone down a good couple inches, and you can kind of see behind there's a kind of in the little gap now between where it was and where it now is. You can kind of see behind the stairs. There's a what looks to be some sort of rope system, or like some kind of mechanical system, like that's underneath the stairs here. That's seeming to be pulled very taut by the step having been indented, and from what you can tell with your check, the rope seems to continue further down the stairs, as well as goes up a bit. You're unsure, how far it goes either way, but you just know that this step being hit has primed the system. You figure whatever it does will activate if you were to lift pressure off the step.
I would suggest. Hang on a second. What have I got?
Do you think Merritt could cast Mage Hand in there and pull on the rope and keep it taut until we go past?
I was thinking we just wedge something on this thing to keep it pressurized while we get off of it. Do we have any extra weapons we don't need?
I have a bag of sand. This feels very good for for booby traps.
I don't know that's going to be heavy enough.
Heavy enough. I mean, not so much. I was thinking about wedging something between the crack behind that was revealed, but with the pressure going down, maybe we can wedge it so that thing can't come back up.
Yeah, hold on a second. I'm going to run back and I'll grab the scimitar. It's just outside.
There we go.
And run it back, come back.
Scimitar's in Phoenix's inventory.
Okay, so scimitar.
Okay.
Here, I got a bone javelin. Let's use a bone javelin to.
All right, so I will do what I can to wedge the bone javelin between the crack that I was able to look through, to try and keep the pressure plate active while so that things can get off of it.
All right, give me a sleight of hand check, just to see how well you can secure it.
Wow.
You are confident in this.
Hey,
in this.
wedge it like this.
Yeah. So you kind of trying not to,
I'll turn back. I think I got this, but I would suggest everybody move back a few steps, and I don't expect that it's going to be a problem behind us. I think it's probably going to be something in front of us that we happen, and I can grab Phoenix and pull him back real quick, and hopefully he doesn't blow up.
Was I unable to help see?
Oh, sorry. I might have missed it in the discussion. What were you doing, Merritt?
I was helping Zed with his sleight of hand check.
Oh, I think I completely missed that. Zed, roll again. This will be your advantage that Merritt would have given you. All right.
Better than a 1.
You're still very confident.
Okay, so anyway, has everybody moved out of the way?
Yeah. So you all kind of back up, and you get ready to back up with Phoenix, and
so we're gonna go on 3. That'll be like 1, 2, and we go on 3. Not 1, 2, 3, go, but 1, 2, 3. Does that make sense? Phoenix?
Yes.
Okay.
So you count down. 1,
3, 2. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Wait.
3, 2. Wait, what? And he steps off of it in his confusion. And you pause for a second, waiting for something to happen.
Yes.
And nothing happens. You have successfully disarmed the trap.
I knew it was going to be fine.
Yeah. And I think as you...
Yes, that's why you had everybody back up.
I recently read this story of this guy that some adventurer Minotaur type thing that you should go around poking the floor with a stick
Oh my god.
to check for things like that.
Really? I
Uh,
You
heard it was a
should probably
javelin.
try that. I don't remember his name, but it has something to do with eggs.
there's a reason why one of the party equipment things used to include a 10-foot pole.
Honestly, 10-foot pole should be brought back.
Yeah.
I have a quarterstaff.
Well,
It's half that distance.
So I'm going to look around as we're walking down these steps. Does it look like this was ever underwater? Because before the giant boulder was there, this would have to be underwater unless there was some sort of magical thing blocking it or something. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this place.
It also could have been excavated after
yeah.
they blocked
Give
it
me
out.
a
6
Either-
months if they made a 80-foot stairway. I'm impressed.
I just made a 5-foot wide tunnel in like a minute.
You said give you a what?
give me a either investigation, I'll say nature, arcana. Yeah, investigation, nature, or arcana. Okay. From what you can tell, the walls here look too smooth to be natural. Like it is very much clearly like rock. That's
Right.
not been like inserted or anything, but it's very smooth. It doesn't look to be like a natural cave or even like someone by hand pickaxed or excavated this.
Okay.
There will be like marks, and it doesn't look like anyone's like gone back to detail it or anything from what you can tell, but it's very smooth descent.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I will say as you start to come towards the end of the stairs, we're going to call it there for the night. As you do hear, because as you go a little bit further, you see that the staircase comes to an end, seems to open up into a room, and you hear you hear the sounds of some people talking down there. And we'll pick up there next time.
Cool. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for DMing, Nick.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Thanks for that, Nick.
Yep,
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, hope you guys had fun.
And
We
will. So next week, let's double check, see what's going on. 28th. I think. Yeah, we are off on the 28th, and we will be back on the 4th. We are also off on the 27th, I believe. I'll have to double check. But we will be here on the 3rd regardless. So don't forget to like, subscribe. Have a great Christmas, everyone, and whatever else you do, enjoy the rest of your day. Say good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
Merry Christmas.